and a new Telegraph addressing all of the stories that were being reported on the front pages. But of course, for Mainland Focus, we select two or more stories to further broaden the conversation and at least streamline the opinions that we get on a daily basis. And today we have selected two major stories from the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. Of course, Fuhad Saheed would also be joining us for this segment of the Morning Express just to further broaden his opinion on the selected stories before we start to take opinion from the public. My name is JᴏɪＲ Babalola. The two stories for conversation today on Mainland Focus is, of course, the bloodbath in Delta, and the villagers, I beg your pardon, are fleeing and hiding in forests. This is how the Vanguard has reported the story. Bloodbath in Delta, villagers flee, hide in forest. This is, of course, as a result of the killing of 16 military men in Delta State, and there's been a lot of accusations leveled against the military that in fact they have started to retaliate. They have entered into communities, opened fire on innocent civilians to the point where these civilians have had to go and hide in forest. The military have responded to this and have called it nothing but propaganda, and they're just trying to distract them from going on ahead to arrest or apprehend those who are responsible for the killing of military men. So today we're asking what you think about this back and forth. What do you make of the response of the military so far to the unfortunate incident? What about the statements from Femi Falana and other human rights agencies that the rights of people should be respected and only the perpetrators should be arrested and punished? Femi Falana and others are trying to curtail this idea of collective punishment, and they're asking that only those responsible should be fished out and punished rather than the entire community. Also, what is your suggestion on how to avoid a repeat of such unfortunate incident, as we have, history has told us many stories of this clashes between civilians and military men, where military men are attacked and killed, and there's some sort of reprisal that leads to more death and more carnage. So how can we stop this from happening over and over again? Now, the second focus for this morning is on the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. Nigeria doomed without a new constitution, says ANYAOKU others. That is how the Vanguard reports this story. In fact, they're calling for a constitution review. Don't forget that the president had set up a committee that would review the constitution. They will focus on police reform, incorporate technology into the constitution. The constitution have been amended or altered 4 to 5 times that I can very clearly remember. But still, there are a lot of things that we need to amend if we're going to enjoy the tenets of democracy. So now they're asking, do you agree that we need a new constitution? How can we get that done if you agree that the constitution needs to be altered once again? And what are the things you expect to see in the new constitution? Those are the two stories for conversation this morning on Mainland Focus. Let's hear from Fuhad Saheed as our daily practice before we open the phone lines. Fuhad, good morning to you once again and welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Sage.
Yes,
on the first issue, I think we should just again encourage the need to respect the rights of the people. That's what the law demands. We're not a banana republic. It's not a lawless country, and so at this period of rage from our gallant soldiers and the military authorities, the rules of engagement must be respected. The rights of the people must also be respected. We agree that the perpetrators of this crime should be fished out and punished appropriately. That's the right thing to do. But we should never, on no grounds, should we encourage the doctrine of collective punishment. Like we saw in Odi and Zakibia. Even though the former president said he's unapologetic about what happened, he should apologize, really, because you can't go on the spree of collective punishment or what you call a blind rage and just punish everybody and anything. And then the military authorities say, no, this is all propaganda. And yes, community leaders of that Okwama have been speaking, even though in hiding. A lot of them have been talking. Some of them have refused to mention their own names and all of that for fear of arrest and all of that. But look, this was eventually going to happen. When you have irresponsible behavior from government, from community leaders, from everybody, abnormal things are happening around us. We turn our eyes away as it is normal. These things will continue to happen. You understand what I'm saying? So, but at least in solving what we have on ground now, I think the military should tread with caution. We are hoping that, look, they're very professional. They have always been very professional, and we're expecting that, look, they're going to raise the bar on this one. Raising the bar means that, look, at this point of rage and anger, they also do their job professionally. By going after the criminal, they said that, look, they want to recover all the weapons that were taken from the soldiers. And we know what that means. Because where are these weapons? I said it yesterday, most likely, 20 have been arrested, right? According to the papers. But most likely those guys that really committed this crime would have left that community. Most likely. So how do you get them arrested? And if they've left the community, they probably would have left with those weapons. So the people in the community, mostly the women, I think about the women of those communities now. I look at the children living in those communities. I'm looking at the elderly, the old people of those communities who are in their hut and they are literally caught, who probably are just there, and they look at what has been brought upon them by some deranged youth. But again, the question is, where were the elders of the land? So it's all muddled up. It's a completely messed up situation. But it also goes back, like I've analyzed earlier, to failure of governance at all levels. We keep encouraging these things. We encourage those state actors. We embolden them. We equip them with weapons and ammunition. We are their godfathers. And they go on this rampage, and then this happens now. So until we look at what we're doing as a people and decide to do the right things, we continue to have situations like this, avoidable situations like this. So that's my take on that one. And then on the issue of new constitution, ANYAOKU and all the leaders were together in Lagos yesterday, talking about the need to come up with a new constitution. It's not a new conversation. 𝐴ᴏᴏᴜ you respected 𝐴ᴏᴏᴜ. I said that, look, the Nigerian Constitution 1999 as amended is a fake document. And it's not the only one that has said it, that we are actually operating a fake document. It's as fake, no matter how you put it. But it's just the operational constitutional document that we're using. Because it was not even put together by the Nigerian people. Just the people stand together and put up that document. And you have a lot of inconsistency. You have a lot of lacuna. You have a lot of, errors of judgment and thinking on how to probably run the country in that particular document. So I agree that we need a new constitution. But beyond getting a new constitution, we also need a new orientation and a new mindset from our people. Because the constitution will not run itself. People are going to run the constitution. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So yes, we need a new constitution, what you can call the people's constitution. But we also need a new mindset, a change of orientation. Especially when it comes to our leadership, the kind of people we elect as leaders. You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you have a new constitution, the constitution will not run itself. It's not a guide. Will people follow the guide? Look at what is happening, for example, with the 𝐴ᴏ situation. How did we? I grew up in Nigeria, in Lagos, for example, where I never saw all of those kind of nonsense. People running after vehicles, chasing, breaking their mirror. Like I said, I will tell you, Yoruba, say, my one leaders why man travel out. So what do anywhere in the world, in a normal society. But they allow it to exist here because of their own personal interest and selfish political interest. So when they travel out, they go out. Did they see things like that? That kind of abnormality in other countries? But they allow it here. So even with a new constitution, without a new mindset, thinking and orientation, and a commitment to really making Nigeria better, nothing will change things.
Well, Fuad, we appreciate you for cementing your point that you made earlier during trends in the papers. It's now time for us to hear from our listeners. This is Mainland Focus, and you have heard the two stories for conversation. We're talking about what has happened in Delta State, the accusations that have been leveled against the military, the response of the military, amongst other things. So what do you make of the response of the military so far? The statements by human rights activists, Femi Falana and others, their position that the rights of people should be respected and only perpetrators should be arrested and punished. Also, how do you suggest we prevent this occurrence from repeating itself? We're also talking about the call for a new constitution. This is not a new call. It's been around for quite a while. Do you agree that we do need a new constitution? How can we get it done if you do agree? And also, what are some of the things you expect to see in the constitution if it is altered once again? The phone line 0913-6000-410. That's 0913-6000-410. For text message and WhatsApp is 0913 +60000430. That's for WhatsApp and text messages. We're also streaming the show live on Facebook and on YouTube, so you can go on there and send your opinions via that platform. Just send a message via our Facebook or YouTube platform, and I'll read the message live on air. Allow me to take the backlog of messages that we got earlier before I go to the phone lines. During trends in the papers, Ebilade Ambo sent a message and said, boil the water and the juice will rise to the top. Maybe that is the method the military are applying to fish out the perpetrators of the Delta killings, and there is logic in that. Rough handle the entire community, shake a tree violently, and the desired fruit will fall from the tree. Okay. Obina Paul says, good morning. If you can confirm that the army was called upon by a prominent man in one of the communities to come and arrest the youth of the opposite community, and I heard they were bribed with about 8 million, and that is why
we don't have that information.
I don't think we have that on any. We don't have any source whatsoever. None of the parties involved have mentioned this particular scenario, so I don't know what your source is. But thank you very much for your message. Now let's go back to the phone line. 0913-6000-410. You can keep the calls coming in and also send your messages. You can reach us via WhatsApp as well. If you're unable to call us, send a message to 0913-6000-410. Maybe I should just take the messages that we've gotten so far. There's a little something going on with the phone lines. I don't know. I will figure it out in a bit, but you can continue trying to call in, and if you're unsuccessful in doing so, please just send a message to our Facebook platform. We have messages on Facebook that says, good morning. First, I would like to sympathize with the families of the soldiers that lost their lives, but we must condemn this pattern when something like this happens. The innocent ones suffering for it is not good, because I bet you the guys that carried out these operations are no longer in the community. The same thing happened in my local government areas where 2 soldiers were killed and the military people came and started burning down houses about 20 kilometers away from when the incident took place. This should not be encouraged. Joshua and Dover sent that message. Okay, I think we have a hand on the phone lines now. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Madam.
Good morning to you.
My friend Fuhad.
Thank you for your call. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, this is 𝐴ᴏᴏ. I'm calling from Maryland.
All right, welcome, sir.
Well, only 2 issues we are focusing on this morning. I want to say that I'm quite worried, especially over the issue of the violence in Delta State is very, very much avoidable, and that is why if we say we are practicing democracy, we have to look at the tenets. What are the tenets of democracy? Democracy on its own does not mean that the tenets are being observed. We cannot be practicing democracy that looks like a military type of something. When we are practicing democracy, we should not invite in the military, because it makes no sense of the whole thing. We know the orientation of the military, and you don't blame them, because that is how they're trained. You can't tell a soldier to go and fight, and then you say don't fight again. That is not how they are trained. So I want to advise that let us practice the tenets of democracy and avoid using the military in situations where the police can survive. The policemen are trained, but I discovered that since we started democratic governance, sometimes we make the military feel indispensable. They are not indispensable. If the policemen are trained, we don't need the military in such situations. So I blame the government. You cannot blame the soldiers, but blame the government. And the government must send that unreserved apology to Nigerians for the decision they make.
Thank you very much for your call.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day. Hello. Hello, good morning. Do you mind probably stepping close to your phone and turning down the volume on your radio?
Oh, I really love the radio.
All right, wonderful. Good morning, sir.
I'm calling from Command.
All right, welcome. Go ahead, please.
I said it yesterday that we can't just blame the military. We only blame our so-called leaders who have for a long time empowered non-state actors to have weapons and access to all this, let me call it, state resources, even above some legal individuals. We see touts behaving like if they are the owner of the whole state without reference to any security. So they have more empowerment. So that's that on their own. And concerning constitution, I pray Nigerians to wake up. We don't need any new constitution from these old politicians. If we are going to be having a new constitution, let it come from new people that have something in their sense to give this nation. We have good things to offer this nation. If these same so-called people give us new constitution, it will favor them more than the whole nation. I'm trying now, I'm starting now. Don't let us take any new constitution from these so-called leaders that have nothing in plan for Nigerians. That is a question for us. We need a new constitution, but not from these so dirty politicians.
Okay, that's enough. Come on. I mean, you were doing well. You were doing well up until that. It's fine. Okay, you could have just continued on that path and delivered your message, and it would have had the same effect. Let's be very, very circumspect when we're calling into a radio station. All right, it's our pleasure to have you call in and talk to us. But then, if you start to use words that cannot be accommodated on radio, I apologize, but I'm going to have to prevent you from speaking further. So please, let's be very careful. All right, thank you very much for listening. Hello. Morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes, morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, I'm with you.
Yes. Good morning, Fuhad.
He's with us, sir. Please, please introduce
yes,
yourself.
My name is Moses, calling from 𝐴ᴏᴏᴏ.
Welcome. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I call from that community. What happened in that community from eyewitness. Okolomba belongs to Ijo under Bomadi local government. While Okoma belongs to Urobo under Ughelli State local government. So I called yesterday to ask the detail from eyewitness. The man that was who fought to the victim of the raid in that Okoma community. He said they came unaware. After there is a community dispute, that the land dispute between these two communities. So when Okolomba community just came to attack the Urobo community Okwama, that they were not aware, they ambushed them. They came not knowing that they came for war. So they took so many people away from that Okwama community, including this man of God. So that this man I was thinking, say, we thank God that he was not among the people. You know when this is all people took them away, they killed them and buried them. So before the army came, when the army came, they came to Okoma community. So they engaged the Okoma community leaders and the other people that, okay, the Okoma community asked them, say, they now, Okoloba people have killed our people. We're supposed to go there and fish out these people, not here. Yes, say they came so that you don't to avoid the total attack. Then, in the process of discussion, some of the youth already have gone to ambush them. If they kill their people, they will not go scot-free because they don't know whether they are Nigerian.
Can we summarize this, please? I apologize. Can we summarize this so that other people can
okay, yes, because when they say time, this is what the media are doing. This eyewitness, now I'm telling you now, the eyewitness, if the farm knows you want to get this man number, you call him, you know, take what the media are doing. Because what I'm hearing in the newspaper, I'm telling the true story now.
All right. Why don't you send us a message? Why don't you send us a message? Actually, you've exceeded the time allotted for conversation. What you're going to do is send us a message, all right? But then we're going to wait for official statements because the matter is currently being investigated. We'll get official statements. I'm pretty certain that eyewitnesses will be interviewed. They will take first-person account, amongst other things. When we get official statements, yes, we can tell you what exactly happened. I understand that there's been a little conflicts in the reports that we're getting, right? But if you claim that you have an eyewitness, text us with the phone number of this individual. We'll verify their identity and see if they're a reliable source, and then we can have further conversations. But thank you very much for calling. We appreciate you. Hello.
Morning, Babalola.
Yes, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, I like this one.
Nice to have you.
Thank you. The killing of Nigerian army. Nigerian army is our representative. Nigerian army, they were established to protect us. On no audacity should anybody have, to terminate their life. The brutalization of the Nigerian army, of our army, is uncalled for. You beheaded them, you opened their stomach, because became an official assignment to come and maintain peace. Well, good enough, you understand? It's only getting to us that the army invited the community leaders, just to chat with them. What is happening? But at the end of the day, the community leaders, they refuse to even follow them. So they truncate to, responding. But by and large, information reaching us that there are people trade the leader of the commander to Bayelsa. They have gotten him, they are taken to Bayelsa, they are surrounded the area. They will soon get it. And so, you see, on no account, the community leader is not aware of this issue. Because we know it's a pending issue. Even the upper said it, he said it was in London, he communicated to the state government, and the state government said the matter is under control. So I blame the community leader and even the state government. Is it because this is democracy? This is the problem of Delta State and the so-called rep, they are full-wanted on this issue. Or Israel, it's not called for. So they need to be apprehended. They need to get to the root. And at the same time, let's talk to ourselves. The innocent people will be affected. There's no way, because in a situation like this, innocent people will be affected. But by and large, nobody has that audacity to terminate the Nigerian army's life. It's not called for. On the issue of constitution, well, it's unfortunate. The kind of leader we have now is not people that we trust. So if they're going to do another constitution, let them call the community leaders in the whole federation, like Jonathan did, and then they do another constitution. Not this kind of people in the National Assembly. Have a nice day.
Have a better one. Thank you very much for calling. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is Olaiwola.
All right.
Yes. Can I ask a question? Mr. Fuhad is in there with you.
He'll be with us in a minute. Go ahead.
Yes. My question is that before the military embark on this peacekeeping to that area, is it approved by the Senate or it comes from the National Security Advisor? Based on the rule and regulation that is governed the military operation in any area, it must have approved from the National Assembly and also approved by the President. Now they are embarking on professional duty within the area. They are not even assigning a duty to them. Even what is going on within the two communities is just internal security that the police or mobile police will take over it. And the military also bring themselves down. That is where we are saying most of the checking point within the federation today. You see a meeting man collecting the money. You see a meeting man be a tanfo driver. You see a meeting man be escort from one place to another. These are the issues. The military people, their operation within the federation is no longer professional. It's not even looking at where they are, the people that are even recruiting them. My question is that when it happened in Benue, where they beheaded in the Benue state, they killed almost 8 or 9 that time. They killed them just in Niger State, just because of this issue. They killed them also in Delta State now. How can the government or the federation is going to stop in this operation of the military without approval of the National Assembly? This is where my problem is, and this is where my question comes from. How we are going to stop it without approval of the National Assembly?
All right. Thank you very much for your call.
I think I came in time to respond to that. Such operations does not really require the approval of the National Assembly. That's the special operations of the military under what is called the Operations Delta Safe, and that's the amphibian battalion really in that area to maintain peace. There are different special operations in different parts of the country to maintain peace, and the only person that must deploy for such operations is the president through the service chiefs, and if they have the nod of the president to have such special operations in the country, so it is completely legal. So they are not on any illegal duty. They were there under the Operation Delta Safe Special Operations, and I'm sure that battalion, the amphibious battalion, was deployed to ensure and maintain peace and stability within that area. So it's not anything illegal really from the military. Right.
Thank you very much, Fuad. Let's take a brief pause from phone calls and look at the WhatsApp messages that we have. We have on WhatsApp, good morning all. The killing of the military men is highly regrettable, but this problem in the country is due to leadership failure. The so-called rules are confused. The citizens are also confused. So who will bail the entire nation? The country is in a total issue. What do you expect when money can buy justice? This is the only country in the world where almost everyone's value and wealth. I'm so sorry. I don't know. Please, can you restructure this message and resend it to me, okay? And I'll read it. I apologize. I don't want to get the wrong information out there. We have another one here. Good morning, Mainland FM. Okay, please, I'm going to need you to stop calling the WhatsApp line. You keep interrupting the messages and I cannot read them and I cannot answer your phone call. Please, the phone line is 0913 6000410. That's the phone line. Please refrain from calling the WhatsApp line so that I can take messages. To other messages here, good morning, Mainland FM. This is Gege Joshua from Ebute Meta. I only wonder how these top officers who were expected to be gallant and brilliant at the same time would die in an ordinary local clash. They should have known or gathered enough information about the operation of the boys and how they fight.
It's not an ordinary local clash. Again, you wonder how ranking soldiers would be caught in that kind of ambush. But again, when we talk about proliferation of weapons, Sage, you understand that, look, these are not just ordinary people. They have the money. God knows the kind of weapons they have. You'll be shocked by the kind of weapons these guys have. Because again, to bring down 16 soldiers, part of them in lieutenant colonel, 2 majors, captain, and 12 other soldiers. It's not a child's play. And with the kind of money some of these guys have, maybe through oil bunkering, oil theft, and some other, monies are coming from the political class. You don't underrate their capacity to do some of these things.
Well, some more messages here. The killing of our innocent soldiers by criminals in Delta State is very unfortunate, but it does not warrant a reprisal attack from the military men. This is Joseph, who's in Lagos. Thank you very much, Joseph, for your message. We have here, hello, Mainland FM. Inasmuch as I condemn the gruesome killing by the youth in Delta State, the military and propagandist statement of once bitten, twice shy. They should remember what happened during the NSAS incident in Lekki Toll Gate, where there were a lot of denials and there were truths during panels that were revealed. That being said, I would beg the military to abide to the rule of engagement and spare the innocent ones, the women, the children, and the aged, the sick, etc. All these could have been avoided if greed, corruption, and allowing non-state actors to rule and move with impunity like this is happening in other states like Lagos. A message from Sean. Let me take one more message, go back to the phones. We have here, you don't have to send the messages multiple times. We have here Chijioke from Isolo. Blanket killing and destruction in Delta by soldiers over the killing of their men isn't the best, as innocent people may fall for it. Killers should be singled out and punished. Killing innocent soldiers is quite bad. There's another 87 people abducted in the same Kaduna, and I ask, what is the essence of having all this military and paramilitary headquarters there? This conglomerate has grown so big that Tinubu needs to make use of the terrorism sponsors list that Dubai gave him to fish out the terrorism financiers. At this rate, how can we expect foreign investors? Chijioke from Isolo. You addressed 3 stories at the same time. It was so hard to pick out what exactly you were trying to tell us, but thank you very much for your message. Let's go back to the phones.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes.
My name is Robert. Ogafa, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
The issue is not about the sophisticated weapon that those guys are holding. The issue is that those army, they went there for peace something, not that they went there for war. So if somebody will have honorary pistol in Shakabula, it will kill them. Those army did not go there for fight. They did not go there for war. Just upon it that they were killed. But my question is that even when I was in secondary school, I was told that the military men are trained for external aggression. That is their job. Police people are for internal peace. We have policemen, we have mobile policemen. If two communities are fighting, I don't expect soldiers to be there.
It should be the police.
Let me tell you something about that. You see, this government is making whosoever give that order to deploy military is making mockery of our military. This news is not circulating only in Nigeria, it's circulating all over the world. We have made our military men a scorn, object of scorn, as the people are laughing at us. How can you just kill a military man like that? I mean, I was born in the 70s. When you see a military man, then you will be afraid. They don't come out. But nowadays you see them everywhere. I mean, it's not supposed to be so. So the duty, the government should know the duties. Whosoever is declaring military to go and do whatever, the police people should do their job. Why the military should do their job? All this joint task force, Navy plus whatever, I don't know. When you talk about Bokri, do you think an ordinary person can do Bokri? You know, if you go to Nigeria, I'm an Isoko man. If you go to Nigeria, you know the people that are there are corrupt. So the government should put their hands in order. Let me conclude. The military should be relieved from certain duties. I'm not happy as these men were killed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling. Hello.
Yeah, good morning. I just want to make this comment. I'm a Niger Delta person, and I know how they treat boys. I know how they operate. See, the people who attack the army, I am saying this. I'm not saying this as an official statement because the matter is still under investigation. They are not necessarily going to be from the village. This is how they operate. They operate like the Nigerians too. If any tribe have a local security for the Jaws, for the Elijah, so like the Elijah, they have the Guama, they call them the Guama. So when you have any issue with them, the Guama will be the one to defend the community. Operations, especially the Jaws, in their operations, they cover their faces. So even the community leaders, in most cases, they don't even know them. But they work together. So they are not, in fact, all this raiding they are doing now, to get those boys, you cannot, they are in the forest now. After the operation, they will go back to the forest. You will not see them. I just pity the innocent civilians in the community.
Thank you very much, Gege, for calling. We appreciate your call.
Actually, this is an Yoruba-speaking community, really, the Okwama community. It's unfortunate.
Well, let's go to Facebook for a bit. We have Emmanuel Osuji saying, good morning, Mr. Fuhad and Ms. Sage. Let me start by condemning the attack on our gallant soldiers. My condolences goes to their families. But I would love if the soldiers can also please put a stop to the reprisal attack because to me it is becoming a norm and innocent citizens are the ones that take the hit of all of these attacks. Thorough investigation should be carried out and those behind the gruesome killing of the soldiers should be fished out and punished accordingly. Emmanuel from Agbara. Emmanuel, we appreciate you for your contribution. Christopher F. Young says, good morning, Sage and Fuad. The treatment that was given to Nigeria Army from that community is quite condemnable. The army should understand it wasn't everybody in the community that was involved in the criminal act. Let them be professional. For the constitution reform, it must not come from these present politicians. Number two, we all as Nigerians, both politicians and non-politicians, need what we call mind renewal. Or he probably means mind, I don't know. But Fuad, please, I heard that the Port Harcourt refinery is coming up next month to produce, and this will reduce the price of fuel. To God be the glory. God make it be so in Jesus' name. Amen. Is a reaction to the good news I just read. Okay. Fuad, please leave me alone. We have Francis F.E.I.G. on Facebook who says, good morning, Mainland FM. It's barbaric to train soldiers and send them to kill their own citizens. That can never happen in the US. Nobody sent them to kill anybody. Thank you very much, Francis, for your message. We have here Olumuyiwa still on Facebook who says, good morning, Mainland FM. On the focus today, most Nigerians are sympathetic towards crime and even encourage it. Oh, I think we lost that message or he deleted it. I don't know why.
He want to resend it.
Oh, he might want to resend. Okay, please, you can do that. Olumuyiwa. Just resend the message. I'll read it. Let's go back to the phones now. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Steve. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
My name is JᴏɪＲ. I'm calling from Africa.
All right, sir.
We have two sets of military in Nigeria. We have the political military and we have the Nigerian military.
How do you mean?
So, good. You said it all in your analysis. You know, when
empower the civilian for your selfish interest. So you have to see the backward. That's what I'm trying to say. All those political talk now that you gave gone during election. That's what I mean by political military.
All right.
Civilian military. So all these things now, we have made our army a laughing stock. Formally, when you hear before you hear the me, you will see this kind of fear inside you that but now there's no regard. So who is to blame? I think is it not our politician? So look at now, they are not jamming their heads together. Look at what is happening. Now the innocent one now will be the one to be at the receiving end. So I don't have much to say because I don't have my own issue to contend with. Saheed, sorry, I sent you a message yesterday on your WhatsApp.
Okay, I'll check it.
All right.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
Oh,
thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, morning, sir. Your name, please.
My name is Harry. I'm calling from Maslow.
Okay.
I just want to clear some. I've been hearing people saying the military is not supposed to. What are the military doing there? If you are stayed in Delta State, you understand that the police cannot. The crime rate or the rate of violence over there has gone beyond the police capacity. They see the police like an ordinary person. In all situations there, I grew up in Warri. When things happen, if you call the police, it's as if you are just calling your peers to come and resolve an issue. It's only the military that everybody listen to. So when they say the military, why is the military there? If not for the military, the police will not do anything. There will not be any state. And one thing they should know, Nigeria should know that a lieutenant colonel is at the same level with a government, present-day government. If you remember during the military regime,
some of them became
we used to have, yes, some of them from maybe they just want to respect. From major is supposed to be a governor of a state. I pity this community. They will feel the impact of their action. Everybody in that community, there is no innocent one among them. I am saying this with all. I am saying this with all responsibility. Why did I say that? When it happens, they know they cannot just be killing without people sharing them up. Look at when they burn some people along the street, when they say there's a criminal, look at people there. Even if you don't act, by you staying there and clapping up.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you.
Again, we understand what you're trying to, but again, it can't be collective punishment. That we have to discourage completely. Because whether you like it or not, yes, we understand that maybe some community members could be complicit, could also be a part of things, and all of that, but it can't be the entire community. And immediately we begin to promote the idea of collective punishment, then it will become a banana republic.
We're stepping towards the line, and we better not cross it with these ideas that we're putting out there. But thank you very much. It's your opinion. It's all good. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Please turn down the volume on your radio. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's Joe from Bariga.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, dear. You see, the way Nigeria is now, everybody in the society is so lawless. And this is why we have this problem. It's not only in Delta we're having all this problem. If we get to Imo State or other smaller states, you see that it's the worst. It's the one we hear. These cases I'm mentioning now, is even the worst now in the East. I cannot even remember how many soldiers that have been killed in Imo State. So if we're talking it looks as if it's a small thing. So confusion in the land. God help us.
Amen.
Thank you very much for your call. Hello. Hello. All right. Make it back if you can. Hello.
Hello, Babalola. Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you, Mr. Peter.
Yeah, Organic Fuhad. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I think Babalola, for the election of last year, was one of the first people that called for a new constitution, and people were castigating the man. I'm happy that now some prominent Nigerians are adding their voices that we need a new constitution. Let me tell you that even this problem that is going on now in Delta State, a constitution would have spelled out what would be the responsibility of the army that if you don't follow the rule of the constitution, happen to you. The constitution will tell the police, if you don't do your work, this is the penalty or the disciplinary action. The constitution will let the president stay where it belongs to him. It will remain where it belongs to him. And in that same constitution, I will want to see that and hear that everybody is given a responsibility. And if you don't perform that responsibility according to the constitution, then the constitution automatically will let out this action against you. Because Ǹဃᴇɪ, you will say, what are the people will not follow the... I want the new constitution to put in place the disciplinary action against anybody who defaults. I mean, automatically, no question, no talking about it. Because for me, if you are the military and you go for land dispute, you say you were responding to this first call. We have no distress call. Now there's call. They tell that they are keeping more than 287 children and women, where they are keeping 200 women. And kidnapping. Today we have now there's distress calls. So let us say, so I want to say that everything for me in Delta, in Kaduna, in Niger, anywhere is tied to the constitution of the people, so that you will know what to do. If you don't do it, this happens to you. I think this shenanigans should stop. They should not kill innocent children and women and burn their houses. Why are you doing the work of terrorists? Terrorists burn and kill and men and sever hate.
Thank
and
you.
then you are the army that are well trained. You do this.
Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you. Let's go back to Facebook now. We have a number of messages on there. Olumiwa has resent the message. Says, good morning, Mainland FM. On the focus today, many Nigerians are sympathetic towards crime and even encourage it at some point until it becomes a problem. Some parents currently have children who are engaged in cybercrime and they encourage them because of the economy. The killers of those soldiers live within the community and it is the responsibility of all to secure the community. But I appeal to the military authority to act in a professional manner in dealing with the situation. On the constitution review, it is not the solution. It will only amount to building a structure on bad foundation. We need people's constitution that would represent the interest of everyone and not the one that is guided by the interest of politicians. If everyone has recognized we need a new constitution, why can't we just go ahead now and implement the 2014 Confab report? My fear is that who will give us this new constitution? These same politicians. Muyiwa are from Abuja. Thank you very much. We have Francis F. Yaji who says, good morning, Mainland FM. It's barbaric for a trained soldier to send its own... Okay, I think I read this. We have here Diodada. Absolutely not. We have a message here from Rashid Tawrid who says, hello, Mainland FM. I really sympathize with the military men who lost their lives in the process, but such a job is not meant for them. It's for the police. May God console their families. Again, I'm begging the military to please be careful with innocent lives who do not know anything about the situation. Fred, here's my thinking. If this is how, the youths who allegedly killed these soldiers, this is how they reacted to the military. Imagine if it was actually the police that went there.
Even before the killing of the military, it was reported, I think, some weeks ago that about 12 or 14 policemen were killed.
They have
and
no
just
regard.
A few days ago, 6 bodies of policemen were brought out from
the decomposing body. I saw that story as well.
Discovered within that around that community too, within that axis. So it's terrible, really. So police have not been able to have a handle on the issue. So
they probably just stepped back and they had to involve the military, and this is what the military meant.
Ordinarily, we should have a police, a well-trained police, mobile police formation that should be able to handle such a thing. But again, a lot of our policemen are guiding VIPs. A lot of them are busy. There was I was in Kotun recently, Sage, and there's a very popular church around the Kotun area. There are policemen there guiding the church. Those are the people that are supposed to be busy, protecting and ensuring safety. But they are there, deployed to guard a church.
So
some of them are acting as gatesmen to VIPs, helping them to carry back. We have the police to do this job. We don't have the numbers we want, so the ones we have are still with the VIPs.
400,000. How many are they?
And then about half of them
230 million.
are deployed to individuals. So what are we talking about?
Let me try and see if I can take a couple WhatsApp messages. Those calling, you have to bear with me, okay? We have multiple platforms to take contributions, so I have to address all of them. Good morning, Mainland FM. The killing of 16 soldiers in 𝐴ᴏ South is quite unfortunate. However, I do not agree with the information that land disputes could have caused the killing. There is more to this than we have seen. Land disputes are just mere distractions to the real incident. But unfortunately, I believe the soldiers underestimated the insecurity in that environment. This is what we get when we play politics with the security of our country. This is Ifeanyi sending a message from Abia State. Thank you, Ifeanyi. We have good morning, Sage and Fuhad. The perpetrators of this act are probably hiding in the creeks. And as for changing the constitution, I'm totally in support for a new one with the inclusion of reduction of salaries and bonus for our politicians and down to minimum wage. Okay, so reduce their own emolument and then increase minimum wage. Okay,
it's not happen.
Fuad, I mean, let's be optimistic. You don't know that they can decide to,
selfless for once.
Yeah,
okay.
We've had governors that Benga Daniel did it. There's another former governor that did it.
It's just his own salary. He said he won't.
Yeah.
We don't know that the state should stop his salary.
I mean, that's an act of self. Yeah, that's an act of selflessness. Don't pay me. I'll just take Senate.
I like
salary.
your optimism. I like it.
Moving forward, Sage and distinguished Fuad, I greet you fundamentally. Mr. Fuad, for the first time I heard this incident in Delta was during political roundtable on Sunday, when one of those who sent messages asked when you talk about Delta. Then I became inquisitive to know what happened. This incident happened last Thursday, but I did not hear it in any news bulletin. Mr. Fuad, I want to ask, is it true that the blood of one soldier is equal to the blood of many civilians? That is why they usually carry out reprisal when one soldier is killed. James Ogwena from Oshodi, who told you that?
It can be and should not be, because again, if we begin to do all of that,
no life is worth more than the other
life, but again, you have to give some respect to people who sacrifice their life to get for yours, so that respect should be there.
Let me take one more message on WhatsApp. It's a lot. It's about 16. We have messages here. Abraham Ayotunde from Osogbo, Osun State. It says, can a civilian population outgun the military? These are questions. If they were responding to a call, then who made the call and why? What intelligence do they have to that call? Communal crisis. Isn't this the jurisdiction of the police? What is the business of the military in a civilian matter? Since when the military start doing the job of the police? Any of this doesn't make sense. Good morning. That question of can a civilian population outgun the military has been recurring. How is it possible that civilians are able to overpower trained men? It's a recurring question.
Okay, again, these are not just ordinary civilians. Some of them militants. And if you look at militants generally in different parts of Nigeria, some of them former soldiers, some of them former police officers who understand how to carry weapons and use them. So they are not just ordinary people. It's not me, for example, that they are talking about, or you. These are guys who also know how to handle weapons. Right. Some of them formerly in the military who decided to. Some of them have been sent away by the military or been, and all of that. So they are not ordinary people. Trust me.
All right. Let's go back to the phones right now. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Yes, morning to you.
Hello, here.
Nice to have you.
Quickly, for the constitution, for a new constitution, it is one of the most difficult things to get done in Nigeria. And if you understand how we reason and how we do our things, you would understand that getting to third of the House of Assembly to sign things based on what has happened in the past, you know how difficult it is. So for me, I would always feel that those things that we feel that are important, let's push them one after the other. Because the connotation around changing a new constitution has a lot to attach to it. You must understand that some people will lose what they are gaining now, and some people will gain more. And when you look at it from that angle, quite a number of states will not join in putting that. And a very good example, those of us who have been, people who have been clamoring for state police, those things have been pushed twice, and we didn't get to thirds of the House of Assembly. So what are we saying? So who says that you bring a new constitution and continue to push it to work? So for me, I just think we should push the bills we feel are important. We make those changes gradually and continue to correct it as time goes by. For Okwama and what happened there, it still continues to, make my heart bleed and all of that. But we need to make people understand that when you mirror what happened there, and you look at Udi, then you must understand that there's a bigger problem. Because what has happened to you in the past should not happen to you in the present. And for whatever it is worth, the military needs to stand by their constitution and what they believe in. An eye for an eye makes the world go blind. If you mirror that 8 soldiers were killed and 12 policemen were killed in Odi, but you look at it the other side and found out that over 15 to 30,000 people were sent out of a community, over about 900 to 2,500 people lost their lives, over 3,000 people got injured, and livelihoods and all of that got lost. We don't want such a thing to repeat itself. And that's why we continue to clamor and say that those who have perpetrated this dastardly evil must be fished out. The community must help the army to fish out all these people and find a way so that we can return peace as soon as possible to that community so that people get back to their livelihood and continue to live a normal life.
Thank you
very much and God bless.
And you too. Thank you. For those of you who are just joining us, you're still on to Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. This is Mainland Focus. This is basically an avenue for you to call in and speak to us about 2 stories that have been selected for conversation. We're still referring to the unfortunate incident that happened in Ukoma, Delta State, where about 16 military personnel were brutally killed. Now, we're asking what you make of the response of the military so far to the unfortunate incident, and this is against the backdrop of the accusation that have been leveled against the military that they have stormed these communities and have begun to kill innocent civilians. The military have, of course, denied these accusations and said it is nothing but propaganda. We're asking the statements that have been made by Femi Falana and other human rights agencies that the rights of the people should be respected and only the perpetrators should be arrested and punished. What do you think about this? The consideration for collective punishment should be at the fore. We should not allow for collective punishment and only those responsible should be punished. Also, what is your suggestion on how to avoid a repeat of these unfortunate incidents? The second conversation is the call for a constitution review. Do you agree that we need a new constitution? And if we do, how can we get it done? And also, what are some of the things you would like to see added or maybe even removed from the constitution after it has been reviewed? Call the studio line 0913 6000 410. WhatsApp text message 0913 6000 430. We're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube, Mainland 98.3 FM. Hello.
Good morning, Madam Coach.
Good morning, Sir Kangalino.
Okay, yes.
Welcome.
Thank you. Good
morning, sir.
I greet you from Mapoluku. This thing that happened in that place, I listened to the response of the army. I think basically they were trying to deny, but the denial didn't make any sense to me. They were saying that the spokesman was saying maybe it's those 10 people that killed the soldiers that came back to destroy the what kind of response is that? I think that thing doesn't, it shows that they're hiding something. Mr. Fuhad, let me ask you. When this thing happened in Odi, was anybody punished for it? I mean, the soldiers, was there any soldier that came that they brought out and said, look, for this massacre, this is the soldiers that were responsible.
What they did at that time had the nod of the president, so and he has said he doesn't regret.
When it happened in one of the places in Zakidam or somewhere, was there any soldier that was punished? So I think the soldiers, or the army, what they are thinking is that they have resorted to self-help. And as I'm driving along the road, I'm always careful not to jam any soldier or back their car, because if you do that, what they will do, you will not near any commission. That's the thing.
Why do you want to bash their car?
No, I'm saying that by any chance, if you make a mistake and scratch their car while you are driving your own car, they will impound their car and you will suffer for this. But it's not good. They should not be taking laws into their hands. It's bad that some of their men were killed. But why is it that every time they do that, they will come and level the whole village down? So it means that the country as a whole, we have not taken time to stop this thing. They have been doing it and going away with it. And that's why it continues. So they haven't nothing. This is exactly nothing. So the army thinks that they are lord over everybody. It doesn't work like that.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Let's take another phone call. Hello. Oh, we lost that. Please try to make it back. 0913 6000 410. Hello.
Sorry,
sorry. Mr. Fawad.
I'm with you, sir.
Thank you. I made a comment when you are away. This constitution, I beg our president, in the name of Allah, this present National Assembly people, they are not the right people to give us a new constitution. They are not, whatever they are doing, they are not for Nigerians. They are for themselves. I will plead, maybe you journalists, you should make it pronounced. We want that reputation that what they did in national conference, like you do in the time of Jonathan, so that we can make the constitution that will favor us, not these people in the National Assembly, not this kind of leaders. And then, this data is what made a comment. Good enough. The military invited the community people. They shunned them, but good enough, the information reaching us now that they have traced the commander to Bayelsa. They have got to, you have to run away to Bayelsa. So
all right, okay, thank you, Alhaji Zubair. On the issue of the constitution, unfortunately, like it happened in 2014, Jonathan had a constitutional conference, and there were resolutions from that conference, and out till today, still gathering dust. So yesterday, leaders of Nigeria, all those other statesmen and all of that said we can adopt the 2024. But unfortunately, the National Assembly you are talking about has the mandate of the people to amend the constitution or even adopt anything you bring up as a constitution. So that was what happened in 2014. The conference was held. Jonathan did what he wanted to do, gave people money. I think each of the delegates got about 12 million naira each. Their resolution is regarding those because the National Assembly at that time did not adopt what was in our constitution. And like Mr. Olakunle said, it is still the National Assembly that has it, not even the president. The president cannot on his own, review the constitution.
Even the Senate can veto the president.
They can even veto him. So it is still the National Assembly. That's the mandate of the people, as representative of the people, to amend the constitution. But the process of amendment is extremely difficult because it will still have to go to the states to now get to third of those states to now, it's a problem. Several amendments have failed. For example, local government autonomy. It failed at the state level. So again, we need to ask ourselves really, as a people, how do we get these things done? And that was why Mr. Olakunle said that it's extremely difficult to amend anything in the constitution, especially when it goes against the interest of the political class. That was why when the National Assembly did what it needed to do on independence of the local government, it got to the state level, they killed it because the governors are against that part of the review of the constitution. So we will bail the cat. It's a messed up, complicated situation for us.
Right. Going back to Facebook right now, Christopher F. Young on Facebook says, "Good morning, Sister Sage and Fuad. The treatment that was given to the Nigeria Army from the community to me is condemnable. The Army should understand it wasn't everybody in the community that was involved in the criminal act." You sent this message before. We have a message here. Deji says, "Good morning, best radio station. Mr. Fuad, please help me beg Nigerians not to embark on a new constitution with these old politicians. They don't have the interest of the people at heart." Ajibola from Ikola, thank you very much. Rashid Taurid on Facebook says, "Hello, Mainland FM. I really sympathize with the military men who lost their lives in the process. The job is not meant for them, but the police. May God console their families. Again, I'm begging the military to be careful with innocent lives who had nothing to do with it." James Ogbonna says, "Good morning." Okay, I think you said this via WhatsApp already and I read it. Thank you. Prince Leo Ozoma says, "Good morning, Sage and Fuad. Quite frankly and unfortunately, we have allowed proliferation of arms and security uniforms to fester for a long time without any control by the security agencies. Most time you hear kidnappers or bandits come with military uniform to attack innocent citizens who took them as real military guys. Therefore, we need to refurbish a whole lot in our dear country because what we hear every day is scary. May God bless our leaders with his wisdom to take out the words because our fabric as a country is almost collapsed." Thank you very much, Leo Zoma from Isolo, Lagos. On Notoye Temitope Michael says, "Hello, Mainland FM. The ugly incident that happened in Delta State where the military personnel on peace mission were killed is..." This is the third time. You don't have to send it multiple times. I'll see it. Okay, let me take this part. On the review of the Constitution, we all know it's long overdue. But my fear is that these crops of politicians who have placed their selfish interest above national interest will not give Nigerians the best. I would prefer they revisit the confab report and see what they can bring out of it. God bless Nigeria. Thank you very much, Michael, for your message. I'll take one phone call and wrap things off with Facebook or WhatsApp messages rather. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you.
I'm Ola, I'm calling from Madidi. Well, when you look I just want the ministry to tread softly. Though I sympathize with them about the loss, but I want them to tread softly. But that's what happened to Yusuf Mohammed, the one that started Boko Haram up north. So this government will not be fighting war, one in the north and one in the south. And I believe who's going for a peace mission, they should have a backup team looking at the volatile area they are going today. And their representative attack again is uncalled for. They could have handled this in a professional way. We are in a democratic setting, as someone has earlier called, due to their brutality of citizens under a civilian rule. They should stop this. This will give them more access to people to give them the right information that will lead them to the arrest of all these people. You want to go and arrest criminals that perpetrated the crime in an area, all the people have fled and decided to set their property on fire. The property that committed the offense. This is what started Boko Haram issue up north that we are still fighting to today. And I believe this government should tread softly because this might destroy all their developmental side. They have been looking for the innocent killing of people who don't stop. I think the army should have a more tactical forensic way of investigating anything that has to do with the killing of their soldiers. And mind you, a top high-ranking army officer for that matter. They shouldn't be brutal. I mean, don't they understand what happened in Lɪਧᴇ those years? The expert parents that the expert people voted against them that sent them passing from that barrack is where they got to university using for the engineering base now. And they should be more professional in their approach as Falana said. I think they should not be all that brutal waiting to medicine happen. I think that's my take.
Yes, I appreciate you. Thank you. That's our last phone. Yes, that's our last phone call for the day. But let's just talk about two by the military, especially the happenings in Kaduna and Delta State as case studies. I begin to wonder if they operate and respond whenever solution is far to achieve. Do we have any other messages here? I think I was able.
And refrain from the idea of collecting, and he was summarily killed without any prosecution, and today we're still dealing with that. And we should be careful not to now, in trying to solve one problem, create a bigger problem that also could affect. We just have to be responsible in what we do as leaders, as community numbers. They are not well equipped and all of that, but the little we have
should be properly trained.
Because
thank you very much, Fuhad. Well, that's it for Mainland Focus. Thank you for all your participation. AM. I will have less talk business. Don't go anywhere. This is Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos.
Wait,